tie and the solution, how to diagnose it yourself, and the easiest way to get rid of it. In this video, we're going to discuss everything you need to know about tongue tie and the natural way to get rid of it. I'm also going to tell you about the medical way to get rid of it, how it affects children and adults. Before we go into that, click on that subscription button, leave the notification button on so that whenever we come back again, you can be notified. At the end of this video, don't forget to drop your comments. If you don't have anything to say, I know you're going to find this video interesting and helpful. Just write, "Thank you, read Mama L." Now, as seen on this picture, you're going to understand that tongue tie is a tissue band that ties the tip of the tongue with the floor of the mouth. That is, once the tongue is tied, these are the signs that will make you to know that your child's tongue is tied. This does not require any test or scan to discover this. It does not require any medical checkup. You can do it yourself. How to diagnose it yourself at home? Number one, your child will find it difficult to breastfeed well, to feed well, because he or she will be unable to raise up the tongue before he could draw or swallow anything at all. How you can know this? You will find out that your child will always be crying and will be unable to feed well. Do not panic. It is nothing to be panicked about. No fears. It is very easy to get rid of, and I'm going to tell you how to do that. When your child is finding it difficult to breastfeed, in a day or a day after giving birth to the child, you will have to take all these steps. Step number one, raise up the tongue up to find out what is wrong, or if anything, as seen on this picture, if anything is actually wrong or tied under the tongue. By that, you can identify or find out if the child is suffering from tongue tie. Now, how does it affect your child? Or when the child grows up, how can it affect the child? Number one, the child will find it difficult to speak on time. Unlike every other kids or the mates that you give birth to at the same time, they will not be able to speak or talk the same time with the mate. So it is very, very advisable to find out at the right time, as early as a day and or after giving birth to this child. Even a month after you have given birth to this child, if you just, how do you diagnose this on your own? Number one, whenever you give birth, or if your child is still very little, it is very easy to diagnose and get rid of immediately, either with the medical way or a natural way. Now, how do we do that? Number one, when your child is crying or trying to open his or her mouth, you will discover that the tongue is not growing up as seen on this picture. It will not be raising up, like he or she cannot raise up the tongue as usual. If a child is crying, you will notice that the tongue will be up. That's normal. But when the tongue is keeping together with the floor of the mouth, it's definitely because of the tongue tie. A tissue is holding it down and it can get rid of immediately. How you can know or find solution to it immediately on your own. Number one, you make sure that whenever you want to feed the baby or whenever the child is having his birth, you make sure that every time you put your finger to raise up the tongue and kind of massage and exercising the tongue all the time. The medical way of getting rid of it does not cost much. It does not mean whether you're poor or you're rich. It does not cost you anything, and it's a very simple surgery. It's minor. So if you want it to get rid of in a medical way, that is very simple and very easy. So take your child back to the hospital where the child delivery was done. So you explain to the doctors, let them see themselves. This does not require any medical test or scan or any kind of test to find out. The easiest way to find it out is to raise your child's tongue up. If your child does not want to feed well, because they will be unable to breastfeed well, you'll be uncomfortable because that child will cry continuously as a result of not feeding, because the tongue is unable to raise to hold the breast for him to be fed well. So therefore, this will cause a difficulty as a toddler or as a child. When the child grows up, when he reaches the age to talk, to speak, he'll be unable to speak because it cannot make use of the tongue. When you allow this, it can cause a lifetime damage to your child. So at a very tender age, it is very easy to get rid of. So do not let this. It's advisable that as a parent or as a mother, you always check your child. Do not let it take too long before you discover this. So make sure whenever you discover it, you take immediate action. How I get rid of my child's own at home. This is going to be a video for another day. If you want to know, drop it on the comment section. This can be of help to you or your neighbor or friends. So if you want to know how I get rid of my child's own without medical treatment, drop it down on the comment section. Now back to business. When you go to the hospital now, it's going to just take some minutes to cut that tissue off. So they're just going to cut it off. It does not take time at all. So do not feel too lazy to go, because this can cause a lifetime damage for your child. You can see around the society today that there are so many people or so many children or adults who cannot pronounce some words correctly, or who cannot even speak some words correctly due to this tongue tie, and there's nothing, I said nothing, anyone can do about it. So as early as it is now, it is the best time for you to rush to the hospital now if you discover any of this sign. As you can see it on this video, this other child's tongue is tied, while this other one tongue tie is being cut off. This is before and this is after. This one here is the way it should be. So don't forget to always check on your child whenever you give birth to your child. Do not let it go or take time before you discover this. As a mom, it is the best, you're in the best position to always check on your children. So there is also a lip tie, not only the tongue, the lip can be tied together to the teeth. So find out it is the same solution for both. I hope this video is really helpful. Thank you all for your time. Watch out for our next video on how I get rid of my child's tongue tie at home. Drop that comment if If you want me to do video on anything parenting for you, I will do it for you. Thank you for your time.